All right, let's dive right in. If you're a founder here in Canada, you already know that growth means getting new tools and new gear. But how do you actually pay for it all? Today, we're breaking down the complete roadmap to financing the equipment your business needs to really take off.
You know the feeling, right? It's that classic startup problem. You need that new machine, or that fleet of vehicles, or just some upgraded tech to land bigger clients, but the cash for it just isn't sitting in the bank. Trust me, you are not alone in this. It's probably one of the biggest hurdles to scaling up.
Well, that hurdle is exactly what we're here to help you clear. Think of this as your direct, no-fluff guide. In the next few minutes, we're going to walk through all the options, what you need to have ready, and the strategies to get you from just needing that equipment to actually having it on site.
So what is this stuff really? Equipment financing. It's actually pretty simple. The equipment you're buying is its own security for the loan. That's it. So if for some reason you can't make the payments, the lender just takes back the asset. This makes it way less risky for them, and because of that, way more accessible for you.
Okay, so first up, let's just really lock in on this core challenge. Understanding this growth dilemma is the absolute first step to finding the right solution for your business.
All right, so we've got the problem down. Now let's get into the good stuff, the solutions. You've basically got a few key paths you can take, and knowing the difference between them, well, that's going to be critical for making the right call.
Your first big decision is going to be lease versus loan. And honestly, it all boils down to what you care about more. Cash flow or ownership. A lease is fantastic for keeping cash in your pocket. You usually don't need a down payment. The catch? You don't own the gear. With a loan, that equipment is yours from day one. You're building equity. But you'll probably need cash up front for down payment, and you might even have to pledge other business assets to secure it.
So who are these lenders anyway? Well, this chart lays it out perfectly. You've got the big banks. Yeah, they have the best rates, but man, are they slow. And they want to see really strong credit. Then you've got online lenders. These guys are lightning fast, sometimes approving you in 24 hours, but you will pay for that speed with higher rates. And sitting in the middle are leasing companies, offering a nice balance of speed and flexibility.
But what happens if the bank says no? Look, that is not the end of the road. This is where financing brokers can be your secret weapon. They don't lend their own money. Instead, they have this huge network of other lenders, private guys, alternative lenders. They specialize in finding a home for the applications that just don't fit that perfect bank box. For a founder with less than perfect credit, this can be an absolute game changer.
Now for the big one, the topic that's probably on your mind the second you think about applying for money, your credit score. Let's just tackle this head on. Let's be real. There's just no getting around this. Your personal and your business credit scores are one of the most critical pieces of the puzzle. They have a direct impact on whether you get approved, and maybe even more importantly, what your interest rates you're going to pay. A higher score means you're less of a risk, and that means you pay less to borrow money. Simple as that. But what if your score isn't perfect? This is where things get really interesting, because the lender's whole mindset just flips. This quote explains it all. They stop focusing so much on your credit history, and they start focusing almost entirely on the asset. They're asking one simple question. If I had to take this thing back and sell it tomorrow, how much could I get for it? That fire sale price? That's what your approval is going to be based on. The good news is, you can actually do something about this. You're not stuck. You can use free tools like Borrowell to just keep an eye on your score and catch any errors. And there are services out there like Coho that offer products specifically designed to help you build a positive payment history, and they report those good habits to the credit bureaus. It can take a month or two to see the results, so a little bit of planning here goes a long, long way.
Okay, so you know your options, you've checked your credit, now it's go time. It's time to get all your paperwork in order. And trust me, being prepared is everything.
This right here is your core checklist. Lenders just need to confirm who you are, what you're trying to buy, and how your business actually makes money. Having these 4 things ready to go before you even start talking to people will speed up the entire process like you wouldn't believe.
And that speed, that's what this quote is all about. Lenders are busy people, right? An application that's complete, that's organized, that's easy to read, that gets moved to the top of the pile. A messy or incomplete application just creates delays. And worse, it creates doubt in the lender's mind.
And here is a super simple but really powerful pro tip. Don't just send the forms. Add a short paragraph, just a few sentences, explaining the return on investment. How is this new machine going to boost your revenue? How will it cut your costs? Connecting those dots for the person reviewing your file builds a massive amount of confidence.
All right, we are in the home stretch. You know your options, you've got your documents ready to go. Let's just wrap this up by looking at how the lending world is changing, and then we'll give you a final, crystal clear action plan.
You need to know this. The game is changing. It used to be that a good credit score was pretty much all you needed. But now, lenders want to see proof of consistent cash flow. They want to look at your bank statements. And if you're buying used gear, get ready to prove what it's worth. The takeaway here is that lenders are moving away from just trusting your credit history and moving towards hard evidence that your business is healthy today.
And speaking of changes, this one is huge, and it's a big win for you. As of 2025, the maximum legal interest rate in Canada dropped to a 35% annual percentage rate, or APR. That's the all-in cost of the loan. This is a massive move to crack down on predatory lending, and it gives you a powerful new layer of protection.
So, what's the bottom line? Your action plan is actually pretty simple. 1. Assess your situation honestly. 2. Prepare all your documents before you do anything else. And 3. Please, never take the first offer. Always compare at least 2 or 3 quotes to make sure you're getting the best deal out there.
Because at the end of the day, this isn't really about borrowing money. It's about making a strategic investment in your company's future. So the real question isn't just, can I get financing? The real question is, what is the one piece of equipment that, if I bought it today, would pay for itself and drive my business forward tomorrow? Think about that. Thanks for tuning in.